There is no need for me to anxiously snatch and grab, to hoard and scrape, to cheat and squeeze my fellow men. I do not have to run after success and fortune. Instead, they kneel down at my feet and pay homage. I need stoop to no subterfuges, no low cunning, no doubtful methods, for everything I need is mine, and all that I desire comes to me. By the operation of natural law, I realize now that I am one with, and form a part of, the infinite mind. I realize that the infinite mind is everything there is, and that everything there is the infinite mind. Therefore, I am a part of the infinite mind. I, too, am all things, and all things are in me. Therefore, everything that I can possibly require, peace of mind, achievement, of friends, love, prosperity, success, these are all mine. I am a magnet. I attract myself only to the highest good. I am attuned only to the highest vibration of success, accomplishment, happiness. The lower vibrations of failure, want, and unhappiness can find no echo in my mind, no manifestation in my life. I pour out unsteadily upon my fellows the best work and efforts, my richest thoughts and emotions. I give to the world my very best that is in me. Yet the more unselfishly I give, the more abundantly are life's choicest gifts showered upon me. Hey. My name is James Compton Sutton IV, and I just read a little page and a half from this book, A Course in Materialization, Volume 1. And I started this YouTube channel, or I'm starting this YouTube channel today, really to dive into manifestation and the power of thought and what it is. Throughout my life, I have had a lot of success with manifestation of thought, with the attraction, the natural power of attraction, the law of attraction, the law of love, materialization, power of thought. It's all the same thing. And although some people wouldn't see my success as a positive thing, I've noticed a lot of patterns throughout my life with the way I thought and what was going through my mind in terms of consciousness and really the positive and negative vibes that I was giving off. And I've really been able to link them all together in a sense of understanding on how I was able to materialize positive things in my life, and vice versa, how I was able to get things taken away from me and bring negative things to my life because of my thoughts, because of my wishes. So I'll start out by saying manifestation. What is it? A lot of people seeing this would probably have heard of The Secret, I would presume by now, and that's really where my thought process got started on this entire subject of what is the secret? What are these people talking about? They're just saying to stay positive, to look at the glass half full, and I understood that concept, but to materialize and to manifest, to make your dreams come true before your eyes takes a lot more than just thinking positive and being optimistic. It takes it takes a restructure of literally every thought that you have in a daily basis. I have right now embarked on my journey on what it means to be a manifester, on what it means to materialize my dreams on a constant bait, not just what I want and it appears in front of me and I achieve it. That's not my goal. That's not what I'm trying to teach here or trying to say is possible. Although it is possible, it's just not going to get you where you want to be in the long run. So, this first video is, and I keep looking at my notes right here. This is the first couple of times I've ever recorded myself. So, just to start off on this first video, I really want to catch you as the viewer up to my beliefs and how I've a little bit of how I've come to believe what I believe and teach what I presumably want to teach. I mean, my goal at the end of my life, throughout my life, I want to teach people how to materialize their dreams. I want to set up a course, you could say, my own course, where I hands-on will walk people from A to Z in the process and what it takes to change your life simply by your thoughts. So to start off, let's start with thought. My belief on thought, emotion, and feelings. I believe that all three of these are physical. They are not just in your head and on a etheric plane or another plane of existence. Although I do believe they are on another plane of existence, but I do as well believe every thought that you have is a physical thing. If you really concept what I'm trying to say, before people were flying in airplanes, if I were to sit here and say, I'm going to, in my lifetime, I'm going to jump on an airplane and fly across an ocean in the 1850s. If I said that, people would think I was crazy. People would think I had lost it. I'm on too many drugs, or I'm just a nut. And yet here we sit today, and thousands and thousands and thousands of people every day get on an airplane, a giant fucking 3 or 4 ton, mass of metal, and they fly across the world. Yeah, and that's normal to us now. So to start off, my belief on the thoughts, the emotion, the feeling, these are all physical things, and they affect us heavily. They are our reality. Our thoughts are our reality, if you ask me. To get back and really dive in and explain this a little more. If you look scientifically, if you look at molecules or atoms, scientists will say that the closer that you get and the closer you look at these tiny molecules and atoms, the more they realize how empty they are. So when you think about this concept and you think about matter being empty, well, what's holding it together? I mean, I have a wood desk in front of me, and I have paper in this book. If all matter is the same, and if all matter is empty, what holds it together? If you ask me this question, my answer is vibration. It's frequency, what frequency it waves at. And if you believe in the law of attraction, if you have, say, this wooden table molecule, and it attracts what? Its wood-like features. It's vibrating at a wooden frequency. If you look at radio waves, and my hand is vibrating at obviously flesh and bone and blood and everything else in my hand. It's vibrating at those frequencies. When you have a radio wave frequency and you point it at my hand, it's going to go right through it because it's vibrating so high and so fast. My hand has no effect on it, essentially, is what I'm saying. And vice versa. Now, if I wanted to grab a frequency wave, I can't just grab it with my hand. Obviously, it's not vibrating at that frequency. So, when you look into matter and thought, I believe that thought has matter. If thought has matter and all that it essentially needs to do is vibrate at a frequency strong enough to formulate that matter in existence in our reality, then it seems plausible. I mean, especially when you have giant name people that are multimillionaires and even famous people like Will Smith or oh man, cannot think of his name for the life of me. I don't really care for all these names. Jim Carrey, there we go. You look at Will Smith and Jim Carrey, and there's a lot more. I could list them on and on if I went and researched them, but I can't remember them off the top of my head. You look at Jim Carrey, and Jim Carrey wrote a check to himself 2 or 3 years before Dumb and Dumber, and he wrote a check to himself for $10 million. If you know this story, you know it well, and he wrote for acting services rendered, so from SAG. So he wrote himself a check for $10 million from who it was for and what he did for it. And it was either 2 or 3 years later, almost to the exact day, a week before Thanksgiving, his agent called him and let him know that he made $10 million on Dumb and Dumber. So, what is this power of thought? What is manifestation? What is materialization? It's the ability to form an idea or an ideal, and I'll talk about the differences between those in other videos, to form this ideal in your head and project it to your world with your emotions, with your thought, your feeling. And I will dive a lot more into this in depth. But I'm coming up on 10 minutes, and I'm going to post another video very shortly. So watch, continue.